Christopher Norris here from mining.com.au. Joining me today is Leeuwin Metals Managing Director Chris Piggott. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Chris, you've received initial assay results from William Lake that you have said exceed expectations. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so these initial assays are from our nickel project in Manitoba. We've got the William Lake Nickel Project. It's in the southern part of the Thompson Nickel Belt, which is a prolific producing nickel belt in North America. So I think we brought this project, we brought it to the ASX via our IPO at the beginning of the year. And when we initially looked at the project, we saw the opportunity for a company like us, a bit more junior, a bit more focused, a bit more agile, to go in and target some interesting zones within the project. And this program that we're drilling there now, this hole that we announced yesterday was part of that approach. So from that, one of our first holes there, in our first drill program, we delivered almost 22 meters at just over 1% nickel from around 200 meters. We also had another high grade zone within that at 1.35 meters at 5% nickel. So looking at it, we reviewed the project, we liked it, we thought there was an opportunity for a company like us, and we've gone, okay, we've tested this target, and this is the result that's kind of come out of it. And I think from our point of view, where it's exceeded our expectations is the grade has been pretty good at times. I mean, you're seeing plus 5% nickel, which is pretty spectacular, but also the widths. So over a 20 meter plus interval, that's got a bit of meat to it now. So I think from that point of view, both it exceeded grade and width expectations. So it's a good combination for us.
Now, Chris, some more assay results pending for an additional 10 holes. What are you expecting to see?
Yeah, so we've definitely seen multiple zones of sulfides in these drill holes. I think the important thing for viewers to understand is this is a very large nickel system. So some of our drill holes, this drill hole is about 2 Ks away from another drill hole in the southern part of the W56 trend. And there, again, we're seeing kind of zones of mineralization. We don't have the assays back from that, but we're seeing kind of net to heavy disseminated stuff 2 kilometers away. So I think that was part of the other approach from the drill program was, okay, the system's very big, but is it closed off by historical drilling? And what we've proved today and what we've proved from our drill program is that it's not closed off it's not closed off at all. And maybe there's the exploration opportunities, continue testing it along strike and maybe finding zones where there might be folds or offsets or structural traps. And that's been the approach. And so hopefully some of the assay results that are pending, we've got about 10 in the lab. So hopefully there's some good numbers in that as well.
Now, shifting to the Jenpeg Lithium Project, how will the pending assays impact the company's focus?
Yeah, so I think you can tell by now is that we've got a bit of a flavour. We're a critical metal explorer in Manitoba. We've got our nickel project at William Lake, but we also have a lithium project that we call Jenpeg. There's a historical pegmatite swarm that was tested by an old company back in the day in the 80s. We found some of those holes preserved in the Winnipeg core library. And of those holes, we've got the first 2 holes back from assays that we've sampled previously as 20 meter wide zones at plus 1%. But part of the conversation with the Geological Survey and the Manitoban government saying, you've got all these drill holes there that aren't assayed for lithium. And from the historical logs, we know that there's, pegmatites with spodumene in. Can we go and have a look and sample it? And much to their credit, they've kind of agreed with that idea. So we've got 7 holes outstanding in the lab. Again, we're seeing pegmatites with spodumene in, multiple pegmatites with down hole. Those have been in the lab for a few weeks now, and we're very keen to see where they land. But we're expecting high things out of this. It's a very large opportunity from an exploration point of view, but very fortunately enough, we have historic drilling there already that confirms what most people are hunting for. So from that point of view, assay shouldn't be too far away from 7 of those holes.
And Chris, while we've got you, what can mining.com.au investors expect to see from Leeuwin over the coming months?
Yeah, so it's something we're very conscious about. News flow is important. It's important to deliver work programs and execute expenditure in the ground. So at William Lake, we've got about 10 holes that are outstanding for assays. We've got a downhole EM crew on site. So from that point of view, there's lots of news coming into the back end of the year. And then at the Jenpeg project, we've got those 7 historical holes outstanding. We're also aiming to be out there in the next couple of weeks doing field sampling, checking out outcrops, channel sampling, all those types of things. So I think investors can get the feel that coming into the back end of the year, there's going to be a bit of work happening on the ground, and that should translate to strong news flow.
That was Leeuwin Metals Managing Director Chris Piggott. Chris, thanks for your time.
Thank you.